Good morning students, welcome back. We are in the middle of completing our chapter Mechanical Properties of Fluids. In the last class we discussed the concept of excess pressure inside a liquid drop, excess pressure inside an air bubble and excess pressure inside a soap bubble. Now in this class we are going to discuss another new concept which is called as angle of contact. So please write down the heading angle of contact, or it can also be called as contact angle, right? So now we are going to study angle of contact. So suppose I take a container, this is a container, and some pure water is filled inside this. Some pure water is filled inside this container. So this is pure water, right? And now suppose a very thin glass tube is dipped inside this container like this. So now if you observe closely the free surface of the liquid, where the liquid is pure water, then the surface is perfectly horizontal like this. So this is the case of pure water. Now suppose we take another container like this, and again we dip a glass tube inside this container. But now the liquid that we are taking inside this container is impure water. The liquid that we are taking inside this container is, this is impure water, or it can also be methyl iodide. Right? So in this container we have taken impure water or methyl iodide. Now if you observe closely the free surface of the liquid, then it is something like this. Now the free surface is not perfectly horizontal, instead it is trying to rise upward from near the glass tube like this. And this kind of surface is called as concave meniscus. Concave meniscus. We will discuss why this happens, but first of all we are making the observations. Now suppose if I take another container and we dip a thin glass tube again container like this, and now the liquid that we will take inside this is mercury. So let's say the liquid is filled inside this, and this time the liquid is mercury, right? And if you observe the free surface of the mercury liquid, then it will be something like this. The free surface is something like this. Now the liquid is trying to compress. Here it was trying to rise, and now it is trying to compress, right? And this kind of surface is called as convex meniscus. Convex meniscus, right? So these are the three phenomena that are observed. Right? Now before discussing why this happens, let us define our term angle of contact, also called as contact angle. So what is contact angle? Okay? So this is a glass tube, we can call it a solid, and this is the liquid filled inside the container. So to find the angle of contact, what we do, we consider one molecule like this. ठीक है, it will coincide with this like this. So if we draw a tangent to the liquid surface, it will be like this, and now we draw a tangent to the solid surface. Now at this point, if we draw a tangent to the solid surface, it will be like this. So the angle between the tangent to the liquid surface and between the tangent to the solid surface is called as angle of contact. So here this is angle of contact, and in this case it is 90 degree. So one thing that you always need to remember is angle of contact is always measured inside the liquid. Now because this is tangent and this is tangent, so you can't say this is the angle of contact or this is the angle of contact. It is always measured inside the liquid. In another way, you can also define the rules for drawing the tangent. So let me explain that also to you. So while drawing a tangent to the liquid surface, you have to ensure that tangent is away from the solid surface. So now because this is a solid, now if you draw the tangent, it will be towards the solid. So you have to draw a tangent such that it is away from the solid. So tangent will be like this, right? And now if you draw a tangent to the solid surface, you have to remember that it should always be towards the liquid. So now if you draw a tangent towards the liquid, it will be like this. So this angle is called as angle of contact, which in this case is 90 degree, right? Now let us come here. So we consider one molecule here or the surface of the liquid, and we draw a tangent to the liquid surface. Now while drawing a tangent to the liquid surface, we have to ensure that it is away from the solid surface, because this is the solid. So in this case, tangent will be drawn like this. So this is a tangent drawn at this point, which is away from the solid surface. Now we have to draw a tangent to the solid surface such that it is towards the liquid surface. So tangent will be drawn like this. Now in this case, this angle is called as angle of contact, and in this case theta is less than 90 degree. In this case theta is equal to 90 degree. In this case theta is less than 90 degree. Now come here. So again, to find out the angle of contact, we have to draw a tangent to the liquid surface and then draw a tangent to the solid surface. Now if we come to draw a tangent to the liquid surface at this point, it should be such that it is away from the solid surface, right? So how tangent will be drawn? Please see how tangent will be drawn to this surface. It will be such that it is away from the solid. So now if we consider this thing, the tangent at this point should be away from the solid. So either you can draw the tangent like this, okay, or you can draw a tangent like this. This is also away from the solid surface. Now we have to draw the tangent to the solid surface, and the tangent to the solid surface should be such that it is towards the liquid. So towards the liquid, tangent will be like this, right? And in this case, this angle theta is called as angle of contact, and in this case theta is greater than 90 degree. So these are the three cases. This is our case 1, and this is our case 2, and this is our case 3. Case 1 is when theta is equal to 90 degree. That means angle of contact is equal to 90 degree, and in case 2 theta is less than 90 degree, and in case 3 theta is greater than 90 degree. I hope this is clear to everyone, right? So now please write down the definition of angle of contact. I hope you have understood this. Now please write down the definition of angle of contact. The angle between the tangent to the liquid surface, the angle between the tangent to the liquid surface, the angle between the tangent to the liquid surface and the tangent to the solid surface and the tangent to the solid surface, this point is called as point of contact, right? So we have to draw the tangents at the point of contact. So please write down, and the tangent to the solid surface at the point of contact is called as angle of contact, right? And this angle of contact depends on the nature of solid and liquid. For every pair of solid and liquid, the angle of contact will be different. So please write down this point. Next point, the angle of contact is different for different pairs of solids and liquids. The angle of contact is different for different pairs of solids and liquids. The angle of contact is different for different pairs of solids and liquids. Now, on what factors the value of angle of contact depends? So please write down next point. Angle of contact depends upon first dependency, यानी first point angle of contact depends upon, and under this first point is the nature of the solid and the liquid in contact. It depends upon the nature of the liquid and the nature of the solid in contact. Nature of the liquid and the nature of the solid in contact. The nature of the solid and liquid in contact. Second, the cleanliness of the surface in contact. It also depends on how clean the surface is, right? So second point is the cleanliness of the surface in contact. The cleanliness of the surface in contact. And third point, the medium above the free surface of the liquid. Here the medium is atmosphere in this case, so it also depends on the medium above the free surface of the liquid. The medium of the free surface, the medium above the free surface of the liquid. The medium above the free surface of the liquid, right? And you should remember that angle of contact is directly proportional to surface tension. Angle of contact is directly proportional to surface tension. So it is very important to note that angle of contact is directly proportional to surface tension. As the value of surface tension increases, angle of contact increases, and as the value of surface tension decreases, the angle of contact also decreases. So please write down this point also. Angle of contact is directly proportional to surface tension. So now if I ask you what will be the effect on angle of contact of increasing the temperature. So we have already discussed in our previous lectures that as we increase the temperature, surface tension decreases. We have already discussed that as the temperature increases, the value of surface tension decreases, and because as the temperature increases, surface tension decreases, so angle of contact also decreases because they both are directly proportional, right? I told you that hot water is preferred for washing clothes than cold water because surface tension of hot water is low, so it is easier to take out the dirt from the pores of the clothes. So as the temperature increases, surface tension decreases, so angle of contact also decreases. And now if I say what will be the effect on angle of contact if we mix a completely soluble substance like NaCl into the liquid. So I have already discussed in the previous lectures that when we dissolve a completely soluble substance like NaCl in the water or any liquid, the value of surface tension increases, so angle of contact also increases. And if the question says what will be the effect if a partially soluble substance like soaps and detergents are mixed to the liquid, then we know when a partially soluble substance like soaps and detergents are dissolved, then surface tension decreases, surface tension of the liquid decreases, and therefore the angle of contact also decreases. So you need to remember these important points, and all these points are coming from the theory of surface tension only, right? So it is important to note these points. Now let us discuss why we are observing this shape, convex meniscus here, concave meniscus here. So for finding out the reason behind this, you will need to know the concept of cohesive and adhesive forces. We have already discussed what cohesive and adhesive forces are. What is a cohesive force? Cohesive force is the force between the similar types of molecules of the liquid. That is known as the cohesive force. So force between the attraction force between similar types of molecules of a substance is called as cohesive force, and the force between dissimilar types of or different types of molecules is called as of a substance is called as adhesive force, right? And this forms the reason behind this phenomenon. Suppose this is a glass surface, okay? This is a glass surface, and if we take a small water drop, then you will see the small water drop on this glass surface is usually like this, in the form of some hemisphere. While if you take a drop of mercury, then it is perfectly spherical in shape. So why is it so? It is only because of the force, cohesive and adhesive forces. In case of water, what happens is the cohesive force. That means the force between the molecules of water is less than the force between molecules of water and glass, and therefore the water drop takes the hemispherical shape, right? So we can write force between water molecules is less than force between water glass molecules. So in this case, what happens is adhesive force predominates, dominates or overpowers the cohesive force, and therefore this is the shape that it finally takes. Now if we talk about the mercury, in mercury what happens is the force between the mercury molecules is greater than the force between the mercury glass molecules. So we can write force between mercury molecules is greater than force between mercury glass molecules. So in other words, you can say that in this case the cohesive forces are greater than the adhesive forces. So the mercury drop is spherical in shape, right? And it can also be explained on the basis of surface tension. The surface tension of mercury is greater than surface tension of water. Since surface tension of mercury is greater than surface tension of water, so the force between mercury molecules is greater than the force between water molecules. And this is the reason why mercury drop is spherical in shape and water drop is not. So that's why mercury does not wet the glass while water wets the glass, right? This is the reason behind it. So let me erase this because, right? And let us come back to the angle of contact. Now if we want to know why this surface has taken the concave meniscus shape, so we should observe the forces at the point of contact. Now if we consider one liquid molecule at this point of contact, then there will be majorly two forces acting on the water molecule. One force is the force due to the liquid molecules which tries to attract the molecule on the surface towards itself. So let's say this vector represents that force, and it is the force between water molecules. Remember, this is impure water. So let's say this is the direction of force in which the water molecules, in which the bulk molecules of water tries to attract the molecules present on the surface of water, right? And there will be one force like this, and this is force between water glass molecules. The molecules of this glass tube also tries to attract this molecule of water present on the surface towards itself, and because in case of water, the force between water molecules is less than water glass molecules, so the net force acts in this direction. This is the direction of the net force, and because the liquid surface is always perpendicular to the net force, this is F net, and because the liquid surface is always perpendicular to shape is like this. Let me redraw it here. This is a glass tube. So, and the liquid has taken this shape. The net force is in this direction. So, this is perpendicular. This is F net. I hope this is visible in the video. Yes, it is visible. So, you can see that the water surface or the liquid surface is perpendicular to the net force, and this is the reason why concave meniscus shape is taken. Why? Because the force between water molecules is less than the force between water glass molecules. Here, adhesive forces are greater than the cohesive forces. Now, if we talk about the mercury, we know in mercury the cohesive forces are very high. So let us again draw the forces at the point of contact. Suppose if we take a molecule like this, and this is the force between mercury molecules. So let me write it here, Fmm, and also this will be the force between mercury glass molecule. The molecules of glass tries to attract the mercury molecules towards itself, and because in this case the force between mercury molecules is very greater than the force between mercury glass molecules, so the net force acts in this direction, something like this. This is the direction of F net, and because now this is the direction of F net, and because the water surface is always perpendicular to the direction of net force, so the convex meniscus is taken like this. So let me draw it clearly here. This is the glass tube. This is the convex meniscus, and this is the value of, this is, I have drawn concave meniscus, it should be convex meniscus. So now, this is concave meniscus, the net force acts like this is F net, and this is perpendicular. The liquid surface is perpendicular to the net force. I hope this is clear to everyone. So these are the few important things that you need to remember about the angle of contact. So please write down the few points under case 2. This is case 2, theta is less than, okay, first write in the case 1, theta is equal to 90 degrees. Under this case, please write down the points. First point, the level of liquid in the capillary tube will be horizontal. This is also called as a capillary tube. So you can remember it for now. This is a capillary tube, right? The spelling of capillary is C-A-P-I-L-L-I-A-R-Y. Capillary. Okay? The level of liquid in the capillary tube will be horizontal. A reason I have already explained to you. Okay? The level of liquid in the capillary tube will be horizontal. Next point, the liquid will neither fall nor rise in the capillary tube. See, the level of liquid, the liquid is perfectly horizontal, the surface is horizontal. So, the liquid will neither fall nor rise in the capillary tube. Next point, liquid will just wet the wall of the tube. Liquid will just wet the wall of the tube. Right? So now write under case 2. The level of liquid in the capillary tube will be concave. The level of liquid in the capillary tube will be concave. Next point, the liquid will rise in the capillary tube. The liquid will rise in the capillary tube. The liquid will rise in the capillary tube. Next point, the liquid will wet the walls of the capillary tube. The liquid will wet the walls of the capillary tube. The liquid will wet the walls of the capillary tube. And write one more point, that adhesive forces are greater than the cohesive forces. Adhesive forces are greater than the cohesive forces. Right? Now write in the case 3, the level of liquid in the capillary tube will be convex. The level of liquid in the capillary tube will be convex. Next point, the liquid will fall in the capillary tube. The liquid will fall in the capillary tube. The liquid will fall in the capillary tube. Next point, the liquid will not wet the wall of the tube. the liquid will not wet the walls of the capillary tube. The liquid will not wet the wall of the capillary tube. And in this case, right, cohesive forces are greater than the adhesive forces. Cohesive forces are greater than the adhesive forces. So this was an intro to the angle of contact, and now in the next video we shall see the capillary action. So it was all in this video. Thank you so much, and let's meet in the next class. Take care. Bye.